So hello my people, welcome to this particular channel, Mr. Ade Ayo Bet. So in today's video, I'm going to put you guys through the process of how you can avoid, at least, or let me say limit loss in using the home team or away team basketball over points. So this particular strategy, I posted it in the last video with references to some games, and in today's video content I have important hints for you guys that you guys must not miss, because there are some situations whereby you'll be using those strategies and they will be giving you tough times because of situations. Now the points that I'm going to show you guys in this video, I want you guys to pay a good attention to it. I don't want you to miss any point in this particular video, so make sure that you don't skip any part of this video till we end it. Now let's move on. So don't forget, I'll be selecting some leagues under the basketball basketball leagues that we have, and I'll be showing you an example of how. Let me say, I'll be showing you example of the dynamism in sports games. Anything happens in games, and sometimes when you are losing your games, it's not like you don't know how to do it, but it's just how it is. Now let us check our NBA leagues and let's see what we have here. So, the first game that I'm seeing here, I'll be using it as an example. Let's see. So checking the game ended up in home team winning this particular game by 118 to 111. So don't forget, in the last video I told you guys that if you want to predict your individual total points, you should always go for the teams that the bookmakers are giving the favorable odds. Like for example, when the bookmakers know that okay, this particular team is supposed to win, they are going to assign a very little odds to that particular team. Now checking on this particular game, if you check the odds very well, you can see that the odd assigned to this particular to these games is that the away team should win this game at odd of 1.20 odd, and unfortunately the home team won the game, and the odd that was assigned to the home team was 4.80 odd or 4.79 odd. So that's how sometimes basketball can shank you. Now we are not talking about the winning in today's video. We'll be talking about the individual total points and some factors that you need to look at. So let me show you the 4 steps so that before moving on to the things that you need to avoid. Don't forget, in the last video I told you this, that if you want to predict individual points, first look at the odd provided by the bookmakers. Okay, for example, in this situation we have the odd as 4.80 for the home team and 1.20 for the away team. Now if you want to predict your individual total points, you go for the team that the bookmakers are supporting, like the team that the bookmakers are expecting to win the game. Now we are going for the away team, and let's say the previous games that the away team has played with this particular with other teams and with these opponents. Now let's see. So I'm going to check their head to head. So now we have the head to head here and the history of the last previous games with other teams. Now I'm going to only check the last 5 games they played with other teams. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have watched the last video, you guys are going to see that this is the process that we take. Okay, for the don't forget, okay, sorry, the away team. We are only concerned with the away team in these games. The away team. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So don't forget, the first step is check the odd. The team that the bookmakers are assigning the favorable odd to is the team that we are going to be predicting our total points on. Now we have the last 5 games of the away team with other teams. Now out of these last 5 games, you need to check the games that they played while away. Now let's check. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So out of these 3 games, let us pick the smallest figures that they had. So in one we can see that they had 84, and in another one while playing away they had 91, and another one while playing away they had 108. Now the smallest among these 3 is 84, and it is not. Now let us move on. I believe you guys are documenting this down. Now we have 84, and let's check the next. They are head to head. That is the last 5 games that they played with their current opponent. So we had 84 in the last 5 out of the last 5 games they played with other teams. And let's check they are okay out of the last 5 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now out of these last 5 games, let us check the total points they had while playing away. We have this. Okay, we have just 2. So among these two, we are going to pick the smallest, which is 14. Now we pick the 14 now, and let's see. So we have 114 and 84. 114 and 84. So 114 plus 84. So in total we are getting 198. Now don't forget, whenever you get the total point, you divide it by 2. After dividing it by 2, you have 99. I told you guys that if you want to risk your game, like if you want to go for the risk method, immediately you got this total average point for predicting the game, you can go for it directly as over 99. But if you want to like play safe, like probably you want to play safe, you can subtract 5 from it, and the total points that you can predict is 94. Now let us see the outcome of the game. So in the outcome of this game, as you guys can see on the screen, so the outcome came out as over 111. Even though this particular team lost the game to the opponent that was given a very big odds, they lost to them. And but if you predict it as individual total points of over 94, surely you are winning this game. But however, there are some factors that can affect your games, and that is what I'm going to discuss with you guys in this particular video. So currently now, my advice for you guys is that there are some leagues that you need to avoid. First, I've discovered the particular leagues, Iceland Women's League, but this thing does not only concern Women's League, also concern Brazilian leagues. When you are predicting your individual total points of basketball, make sure that you are aware of this. There's a particular league called Brazilian NBB. When you are predicting your games on it, you need to be very careful. Consistency and accuracy is your accuracy of your strategy does not always work with their consistency in that particular league. Now, another leagues that I want you guys to watch out for is the Finland league. Their mains league. Yeah, their mains league. That game really caught that their league caught my ticket very well. Now, let's take this particular games as an example, and don't forget what I told you guys, that if you want to predict your individual total points, and you should go for teams that you know the odd given to it by the bookmakers is very low, like I mean very small, a very small odd. Like okay, now if you check these two teams odd, you can see that their odd are very close, but at least more one is lesser to the other. So we are going for the away team, and let's see the last previous game. This is where you are going to see that even if you use another strategy that is very great and you predict this game, you are definitely going to lose. Now let us check the last 5 games. You are going for the away team, right? Don't forget. Don't forget. So now let us check the last 5 games of the away team with other teams. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of these last 5 games, we are going to check those ones that this particular team played while away. So we have one here, and we have the other one here. So just two. We have just two. Now, this is what we are going to do. Out of these two, we are going to pick the one that has the smallest point, and which is 78. 78, right? Now, let us check the last previous games that they played with this particular same opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 games here. So let us check the one they played while away. 1 and 2. So among these two, we are going to pick the smallest. We have 107 and 98. So we are picking 98 as the smallest. And don't forget, when we check this one the other time, the smallest figure that we picked among the two, among 81 and 78, we pick 78, and 78 is our smallest point. 78 plus 98. Now let's make use of our calculator. So the total figure that we're having here is 176. Don't forget, divided by 2, we are getting 88. Now 88 minus 5, we are getting 83. Now if the bookmakers are providing even 80 for you guys are allowed to predict these particular games as over 80.5, over 82.5, over 83.5. Now unfortunately, if you check the game very well, the game ended up as lost. Now this is what I discovered: in their league they lack consistency. The same thing with Brazilian league. Please be aware of these things. Finland league and Brazilian league, don't play your games on them. Now another thing that I want you guys to note is that this thing is one of the things that is always like is one of the things that is most painful, most painful thing. The women's league of Iceland. It happens sometimes. Now we are going to make an example of this particular game. Don't forget, I told you guys that if you want to predict your individual total point of over, go for the teams that the bookmakers are giving the small odd, that is that we are expecting to win this game. Now imagine a team that the bookmakers gave 3.10 odd won the game, 2.280 odd won the game. Don't let us talk about that for now. Now this is what we are going to do. Now let's just check the away team last previous games and let's see their outcome. Now, so we are going for the away team. So don't forget last 5 games. Now out of these last 5 games, which of these games the away team played while away? We have 1, 2, and the smallest is what we are picking. So we are picking 75. Now document that. Let us check their last previous game with this same opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have they played here while away and here. So they played 2 games while away with this same opponent. Now out of these 2 games, we have 80 and 57, and we are picking 57, right? Now let us add 57 and 90 and 75 together. So we are getting 132 divided by 2. We are getting 66. Now don't forget, I told you guys that if you want to go for a risky game, you can predict your game as over 66, and if you want to go for the save, subtract 6 by 5. Now we are having 61. Now don't forget that I told you guys that if you want to predict your over, you can go for over 61, over 60, over, depending on how the bookmakers provide the market. Now imagine I predicted this particular game as over 61, and unfortunately see the outcome. So we're having 61 exactly. This is one of the most painful things in basketball, and it's always hurts people a lot. And so this is what I want to inform you guys, that even any women's league, make sure that you are avoiding them. Try and always avoid them, because consistency is one of the things that they lack so much. And when it comes to some leagues like men's league too, sometimes basketball, NBA, sometimes it can be funny, in the games that you'll be expecting over maybe 230, they'll be playing 99, 92, or they'll be playing 183, 89. So this betting of a thing is not something that we can always be expecting maximum perfection in it. So I want you guys to make sure that you are engaging in responsible gambling, so that the bookmakers will not wreck you, because the sports, the teams, they are lacking consistency these days. Now this is what you need to do when you are using this strategy. Make sure that you are using it on some major leagues like Austria League, sometimes NBA. You can just make use of NBA once in a while, and some major leagues like German League, and we have Lithuania League, so you can go for that one also. So those leagues, or let me say, we have which league is it? There's a particular league that I want to. Yes, Spain League. Actually, they too, they can lack consistency sometimes, but at least you can also go for them. But these are the leagues that I will advise you or recommend for you guys to stake your games on. So that is the process of and the steps of predicting individual total point of basketball. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next video, where I'll be showing you guys the special strategy that you guys can acquire in our Telegram tutorial group, master group for tutorial, for some special strategies. Thanks for watching. Bye.